Hello and welcome, everyone. My name is Suzette Meyer, and I am Head of Creative Marketing at CambriLearn. I'm excited to welcome you to Meet the High School Teachers event. Whether you are currently part of the CambriLearn family or exploring our online school for the first time, we're genuinely excited to have you here. At CambriLearn, we know that a great teacher doesn't just deliver lessons. They inspire, guide, and shape students to become confident and independent learners. We take great pride in having some of the most experienced and dedicated educators in the online learning space. Our teachers don't just focus on academics. They focus on the whole student, helping learners build critical thinking skills, develop a love of learning, and gain the confidence to succeed beyond the classroom. Before meeting our teachers, let me tell you who we are and why CambriLearn is South Africa's #1 rated online school. At CambriLearn, we believe in a unique approach to education, one that is as unique as each student. This is why we offer small class sizes to ensure personalized attention, a flexible learning environment that adapts to the needs of your child, and a world-class, internationally recognized curriculum that opens doors for future success. But what truly sets us apart? Our teachers, our passionate educators who go above and beyond to support their students. They aren't just instructors, but mentors, motivators, and they champions for children's success. Why is this so important? Because in online education, mentorship and engagement are everything. Students thrive when they feel connected, supported, and inspired, which is precisely what CambriLearn provides. Before we get started, I want to let you know that our dedicated support team is here to assist you with any questions you may have during the event. We encourage you to ask questions, pop it in the chat, and we'll gladly assist you. Before I introduce you to the heart and soul of CambriLearn, I want to introduce you to the person responsible for CambriLearn's academic excellence, our founder and principal, Cecilia Reinecker. Cecilia, welcome. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. Thank you very much, Suzette. It's absolutely lovely to be here tonight. And as I said at the last Meet the Teachers event, there is nothing that excites me more than being able to showcase the backbone of CambriLearn, which is honestly our teachers. We only have a small selection of teachers tonight. Otherwise, we'd be here till 9 p.m. And the teachers that you are going to be meeting tonight offer various curricula. So some of our teachers are CAPS teachers, some of our teachers teach CAPS, and they teach Cambridge, and they teach EdXL, but they will tell you a bit more about themselves. One of the things that I really believe sets us apart as an online school is that I believe my teachers are happy. And I know that a lot of the teachers that come to CambriLearn stay with us. I think a lot of the teachers that are here tonight, we have a joke amongst ourselves where we say we're going to retire together. So that truly just, to me, the having a team of teachers that are happy and that are valued, that filters down to the students. So important that our teachers treat our students with respect and truly love what they do, because the students can see that. And then one last thing, because I could really speak about the teachers for a long time. We have a very hectic recruitment process when it comes to our teachers. A lot of our teachers come through referrals, which is always great because word of mouth has made CambriLearn an online school where a lot of teachers want to work at. So it's just absolutely great that we've got this team of amazing hand-picked teachers, and I'm so excited for everybody to meet them this evening. Thanks, Suzette.
Thank you so much, Cecilia, for that inspiring introduction. Your leadership and dedication truly shaped CambriLearn into the supportive, student-focused learning environment it is today, and we're so grateful for all you do. Now let's move on to the real stars of the evening, our high school teachers. We're thrilled to introduce our first speaker, our science and physics expert, Ivan Kelly. Ivan, over to you.
Hi, good evening. Yeah, so my name is Ivan Kelly, and I've been teaching for about, I'm trying to do the maths in my head here, probably about 17 years now. So it's been quite some time. And most of that time has been in Cambridge, British education. So I've got quite a lot of experience there. I have a BSc degree with distinction and a PGCE. And like I say, after 17 years, I think I know the curriculum pretty well. And I've got experience from foundation phase through IGCSE, through AS to A levels. I've taken kids from IGCSE straight through to A-level chemistry and gotten fantastic results over the years. For CambriLearn, though, I'm responsible for the foundation phase science and the IGCSE physics. And I really do take that foundation phase seriously, because it really is that foundation that sets them up for those other levels that are to come. So the three principles, if I can speak about that guide my my teaching, I would say are these. And the first one is that school is serious, but just because it's serious, it doesn't mean you can't enjoy it. So I try to have fun in doing what I do. And it can be a miserable experience for kids. And I think that if I can just take that one kid who's just having a miserable day and just make their day just a little bit better, that's just a great success for me. But anyway, more importantly, that they learn something. Okay, that's the important thing. And somebody there's a scientist by the name of Michael Faraday. He was in the early 1800s. And this guy is just like my absolute, I would say, role model, my inspiration. And he said, so what he was doing is, and they must remember in those days, they were the pioneers of modern science. So they were just discovering things for the first time. And what he did in London, in the Royal Institute, is it was something that scientists did, is that they gave these public lectures. And when he started doing it, he totally revolutionized them, because this guy had so much passion and so much enthusiasm that he was just attracting crowds and crowds. And he said this, and this is something that's very important to me. He says, the lecturer should give the audience full reason to believe that all his powers have been exerted for their pleasure and instruction. And I want kids to come out of my lessons knowing that this guy did his best. That's sort of the feeling that I want them to come when they leave my lesson. And I put a lot of effort into the preparation and everything. And I hope they see that as well. But so that's the first thing. Have fun doing it, enjoy it, because I love that moment in life when you learn something new and you're like, it's just you're thrilled. Sometimes when I learn something new that applies to my job, I'll send Cecilia a message and I'll say, look what I found. I just love that aha moment when the penny drops. And how exciting that we can do that for kids, that we can give them that moment every day where they learn something new and their eyes are just opened and there's something new to this world that they didn't know before. So that's the first thing, just enjoy the process. Number two, I try to put myself into their shoes. And so when I'm explaining something to the students, I sort of think, how would I understand this? Because quite often, my teachers, I was thinking totally different to the way they thought. And I could never figure out what they were saying, because they were always just speaking over my head. I just didn't understand what they were saying. So when I teach kids, I always assume they don't know the basics. And even if they are more established, I still re-explain the basics where I have that opportunity, because just assume they don't know anything, explain the best that you can from that bottom way up. And I find that's the best way to connect with them. Then the third thing is the one that the kids don't like, but high standards. And that includes hard work. So I always expect the best. So the students might find a mark maybe a little bit strict, but that's just because high standards is what's going to breed the success. And I find the more you can get the students to do at the foundation level, the better it is for them later on. Because then, it's so frustrating when you're dealing with a student at an advanced level and you're still teaching them the basics. So I find the more of the foundation that you can establish early, the better and easier it is later on. So yeah, so that's my philosophy of education, what I try to bring to the table. And yeah, CambriLearn is a great place to work. It's a great place to learn. And yeah, I'm always excited to be here. And it's been quite a few years now.
Thank you so much, Ivan. That aha moment, you are so right that we get to give that to kids. Next up is mathematics and physics, which are the foundation of innovation and progress. And no one understands that better than Yusuf Duma. Yusuf is our maths and physics teacher. Yusuf, would you like to introduce yourself? Is Yusuf with? Hi, Yusuf.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for the introduction. So just as a quick introduction to myself, I'm here at CambriLearn and I teach mathematics from grade 8 all the way to grade 12 in the CAPS curriculum. I also teach physical sciences from grade 10 to grade 12, also in the CAPS curriculum. So I'd like to start, I know we don't have that much time, but I'd like to start just by giving everyone just a little bit of background to myself so you get to know me a bit better. So I know it doesn't show, but I've been teaching close to a decade now. And my education or my journey towards a teacher began when I was at university. I was studying a BSc, just like Ivan, with majors in chemistry and biochemistry, and I minored in math and physics. During that time, I was offered just a part-time position just to fill in for a teacher, to teach math and physics. And, being a student at university, you kind of need that, you kind of need that money. So you're like, okay, I'm going to try it out. And I think it's at that point, I felt like I found my calling. That's the point where I felt like this is what I really want to do. So keeping that in mind, after I finished university, I then went to a school where I taught, again, math and physics. And whilst there, I completed my PGCE, also, again, in math and physics. Afterwards, after completing my PGCE, I was offered a position to teach at one of the top-ranking private schools in South Africa, where, again, I taught physics. And I was fortunate enough that, through hard work, mostly through my students, and I'd like to take a little bit of credit. We got 100% pass rate, and 1 in 3 of my students, so 33% of my students, got A's for physical sciences. I was also fortunate enough that whilst I was there, I also completed my postgraduate degree from the University of Cape Town. And I felt like after spending some time there, I reached a point where I was looking for something new, a new adventure. And I think that's where I was fortunate enough to meet Cecilia and the team at CambriLearn. And I feel like I was just drawn to what CambriLearn stood for what they wanted to achieve. And I was fortunate enough to be offered a position here. Just also some other programs that I also do. I'm also an assessor at a university, again, assessing math and physics. I'm also an ESCOM science judge and a mentor. So I've mentored students who were selected to represent the country like internationally. We had like really good success. And much like Ivan, I'd like to just quickly, I don't want to go over, but just with regards to my teaching approach. So how do I approach teaching? So with physical sciences and mathematics, sometimes the concepts can be really abstract. Like physical science is teaching something like vertical projectile motion or, momentum and all of those crazy topics. So what I like to do is I really like to use real life examples. I'm a firm believer that whatever I teach needs to be made real so that it makes sense to learners. So similar to what Ivan mentioned, bring it right to the basic and then build it up. I'm also a firm believer in active discussion, talking through it, hearing different perspectives, trying out different things. And, I feel that through discussion, you can learn best. I'm also like really, really passionate about using simulations in the classroom, wherever applicable. And also one of the things that I'm also really like, I'm really motivated for is targeted feedback. Where you give like personalized learning, where each learner then feels like they valued. And I think that's one of the reasons why CambriLearn stood out so much to me, was because of the personalized feedback that we are able to give students. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Yusuf. You know what? I can genuinely say, I mean, I think I know most of this about you, but I sit here and I just listen to it, and it just makes me so proud to know that our students are in such good hands. I really wish I had had a science teacher like you at school, because maybe I would actually, I mean, I managed to do relatively well, but I had no idea. So it's so amazing that teachers are putting so much effort into breaking things down so that students can genuinely understand what they're learning. Over to you, Suzette.
Thank you, Cecilia, and thank you, Yusuf. 33% of your students obtaining A's is just shows the commitment and dedication you have for your students. Next up is Deborah Lowe, our passionate biology teacher. Deborah, welcome.
Thank you, Suzette. Good evening, everyone. My name is Deborah Lowe, and I am the biology teacher for IGs and A levels. Teaching is, for me, not just a profession, it's in my DNA. And studying genetics, I understand the DNA. So, guys, it's embedded in my DNA. So, growing up in a family of educators, I developed a profound respect for the impact of teaching. So, for the past 15 years, I have been dedicated to education, and my specialization is also in Cambridge and Pearson EdXL. That was the curriculums that I have taught for the last 15 years. I was also blessed to have students who was based in South Africa in IGCSE biology, so very proud of those students who worked so hard. Beyond teaching, I'm also an assessor examiner for IGCSE and the AS levels. And that experience really gives me valuable insight into the learning process. So the experience of marking exam papers really equips me with the skills to better prepare my students for their final exams. And then a little bit on my academic background, I have a master's degree in microbiology, and at my BSc level, I also did genetics and biochemistry. I also have a postgraduate certificate in education for senior phase. And then over the years, I've attended quite a few Cambridge training courses for teachers. But back to my passion, which is biology. My love for biology goes far beyond the classroom. So for me, biology is life. Biology is that makes sense. It makes sense, and I really want the students to understand that if they understand biology, they will be able to sit around the dinner table and explain to their mom and dad, listen, this is what happened to my hamburger when I swallowed this. So biology connects everything around us, and it allows us to understand the world in ways that are both fascinating and deeply relevant. For me, it's also very important to stay on top of all the newest discoveries, and it is quite a lot happening every year and every day and every month. So studying stuff like your CRISPR gene editing, your epigenetics, and even the importance of our gut microbiome. And then I love to share those with my students and to see what they think about everything, and then just to spark their curiosity and their excitement. It is important to me that the students can distinguish between science and pseudoscience. There's so much information that the students get these days, and then for them to really see, listen, is this fake news or is this really good news? So discussing controversial topics like your GMOs, stem cell research, that will really encourage them to think scientifically and ask critical questions rather than accepting new perspectives just at face value. And then more than anything else, what truly matters is my students. For me, every student is important, and every student deserves to be valued for who they are, and they are all unique. So I strive to create a learning environment where they feel supported, inspired, and empowered to reach their full potential. And then online education is a wonderful tool because it allows the students to learn in a way that suits their individual needs and learning style. And that makes the education so much more personal and meaningful. And just to end off, as educators, we have the privilege of guiding students on their academic journey. that teaching is more than impacting knowledge and imparting that knowledge. It's about inspiring growth and shaping the future of every student, which I hopefully we will be able to do, and I think we will do at CambriLearn. So thank you, Suzette.
Thank you, Deborah. And that you mentioned something very important, where you mentioned the training and the fact that you're an examiner for Pearson and an examiner for Cambridge. That is another USP of our teachers. A lot of our teachers, we encourage our teachers to become markers for Cambridge, for Pearson, for Sakai, because then our teachers know how to fully prepare those students for those final exit exams. So thank you for mentioning that, because I forgot to mention it. So yeah, thank you very much. And I know now that we are going to be handing over to Yolandi Klopper, who is our business studies, economics and accounting teacher. So Yolandi and I have a very good understanding because I teach the same subjects as Yolandi. So Yolandi, over to you.
Good evening, everybody. I wonder if it's a good or bad thing, Cecilia, that we teach something. You would know exactly when I make a mistake, eh? So yeah, it has its pros and its cons. But good evening, everyone, and thank you for this wonderful opportunity to be able to present myself to you. Just to tell you a bit about myself, I began my teaching career in 1991. So I guess some of you weren't even born at that stage. But after completing 5 years of study, I hold a BCom education degree with majors in all 3 commerce subjects, which is accounting, business, and economics. And then I went further and I studied a BCom honors degree in financial management. Currently, here at CambriLearn, I am teaching Cambridge economics, as well as the business studies for Cambridge, Pearson EdXL, and CAPS at all the levels. So I like being busy, so that suits me very well. Teaching has always been my passion. I can trace it back to my childhood when my poor sister, and I only had one, had no choice but to listen to me teach her constantly. My mom once also told me that even as a young girl, I would grab magazines and mark them, unaware of what marking truly meant. There was never any doubt in my mind that I would become a teacher. However, it was in high school that I discovered my love for accounting. I decided to combine this newfound passion with my desire to teach and therefore pursue my studies in both education and commerce. This was the best decision I ever made. During my studies, I was for the first time introduced to business studies and economics, because obviously my school didn't offer that at that time. And I grew to enjoy this different subjects quite quickly. As an extrovert who loves interacting with people, teaching seemed like the perfect fit for me. Young adults have always been close to my heart, and I feel I connect with them on a deep level. A few years ago, I, however, decided to step away from education and broaden my horizons by joining a small company as a financial manager. It didn't take long for me to realize that working alone in an office wasn't for me. The energy and the inspiration I get from young adults is something I can't do without. So I found my way back to education. This journey was very meaningful and transformative because my teaching methods changed significantly after that practical experience. And business studies became a subject that I can relate to more. With real-world experiences, I can now bring in practical examples into my lessons and make the material more accessible. I've also had the opportunity before to lecture at one of the private universities, which has become quite a big organization currently in South Africa, which gave me quite valuable insight into what young people will face when they transition into higher education. As a teacher, I believe that effective planning and creating engaging lessons are key to sparking students' interest in the subject, encouraging them to perform at their best. My goal in teaching has always been to instill in the students the passion I have for these subjects and show them the impact they can have on their lives. I am convinced that the subjects I teach offer valuable skills that can help students become successful entrepreneurs. And this, I believe, is a powerful solution to address the unemployment challenges faced by many countries. It was during the pandemic that I was first introduced to online teaching. At first, a lady of my age, the technology felt intimidating, but I saw it as an opportunity to grow. I quickly adapted, and today I firmly believe that online teaching is the future. It opened the door to engaging with students from diverse cultures and backgrounds, and wow, this is so interesting to me. And I witnessed how it provides unique opportunities for students who might struggle in the traditional school settings, whether due to health issues, sport commitments, or simply just not fitting in that traditional school. I am convinced that online schooling will continue to play a crucial role in the future of education, especially as school faces increasing challenges. That then all from my side. Thanks, Suzette.
Oh, Yolandi, your passion is contagious, and I absolutely loved your background. The opportunities you identify for our students makes CambriLearn such a dynamic learning environment. Thank you. Finally, we are going to hear from our Afrikaans teacher, Mariska Knowles, who brings language to life in online learning. Mariska, we'd love to hear from you.
Awesome. Thank you, Suzette. I am excited to be part of this meeting. It is great that we have this opportunity. So good evening, everybody. It is lovely to meet all of you. I am teacher Mariska Knowles, and my biggest aim in life is love. I have an honours degree in human resource management and a master's degree in education. I received an Ekurhuleni Award for the best teacher and an Atikafe recognition for contributing to Afrikaans. I taught successfully at primary and at high school. I have 24 years experience with a full spectrum of CAPS, KABV, IEB, and the Cambridge curriculum requirements. So I am super proud to be the Afrikaans teacher for the Cambridge curriculum. I teach Foundation 1 up to AS level. Actually, many people think I am an Afrikaans-aholic because teaching puts a bounds in my step and I cannot get enough of what I do. Afrikaans is my home language, and certain words and phrases you can only say in Afrikaans. There's about 24 million people speaking Afrikaans, and Afrikaans is the only language that is honored with a monument. So that set my soul on fire. Teaching is also in my DNA. Teaching chose me. Truly, it is a gift that is in my blood. I was a teacher before I went to grade 1. I love interacting with children. I am obsessed with empowering them to be their best. I don't just teach them Afrikaans, I teach them about respect for themselves, their teachers, their parents, and their peers. I build a good personal relationship with them. Every learner deserves an adult that doesn't give up on them, and that is me. My favorite quote is, educating the mind, but you don't educate the heart. That is no education at all. So I'm a learner before I am the teacher. I'm friendly. I am the motherly teacher who leaves an uplifting atmosphere. I encourage students to take an active role. Learners love to be in my warm, fun, and welcoming classroom where they feel safe and loved, and lots of learning is taking place. I lead by example. I love to tell stories, and I also give them practical examples, like grass and water goes well together, but grass, water, and compost are the preferred combination. I also have a purpose, and that is that every single student also experience the aha moment. So I give them the tools so they can fill their toolbox. So they have to find what works for them. Is it a vocabulary list, a word bank, repetition cards, board games, a flash test, or do they unscramble the words? Do they complete a crossword puzzle? So I don't believe that students should work harder if they struggle with a specific subject or language. I just think that they should learn in a different way, and I guide them to be high performance in their own way. So it's a huge privilege for me to be a Blue Team member. CambriLearn is unmatchable, and it is definitely a winning team. I'm in for the long run to do online teaching. At CambriLearn, we have a competitive advantage, providing students with different curriculums. It is not one size fits all approach. I wish that I could have watched a live lesson recording over and over. So at CambriLearn, students are inclusive and they can work at their own pace. Whether it is fast or slow, they can rewind, they can fast forward. They can complete the assignments when they are ready. So learners are the hero in their own story. We do not limit them, and their opportunities are endless to be themselves and to do what works for them. So CambriLearn is the big deal. It's the real deal for me, where I can focus on all the layers, a 360-degree angle. I make learning a language fun, easy, and meaningful. And then obviously I challenge the students to get out of their comfort zones. So thank you for your time and support.
Mariska, thank you so much. Teaching chose you. I absolutely love that. Your wealth of experience in teaching Afrikaans emphasizes a deeper understanding of its literary and cultural significance for our students. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Suzette.
Wow. Cecilia, you were not kidding when you said that we have quality and high caliber high school teachers. It has been an incredible session. First and foremost, I want to thank our outstanding high school teachers for sharing their insights, passion, and dedication this evening. To all our attendees, parents, students, future CambriLearn families, thank you for joining us tonight. We appreciate your connection and exploration of how CambriLearn can support your child's education. Choosing the right school is a huge decision, and we are here to help you every step of the way. That's why we encourage you to book a consultation with one of our education specialists. They can guide you through the sign-up process, or you can book a free trial and see for yourself. Your input is crucial in shaping your child's educational journey. Every student is unique, and our team is here to listen, answer your questions, and help you find the best learning path tailored to your child's needs. We have included the curriculum download links in the chat if you want to learn more about our high school curriculum offerings. And as we wrap up, thank you again for participating in this event. We hope you leave here tonight with a better understanding of what makes CambriLearn unique, and most importantly, how we can support your child's success. If you have any further questions, feel free to ask in the chat, contact our team, and we look forward to welcoming many of you to the CambriLearn family. Thank you.